President-elect Trump is demanding that Hamas immediately release all the remaining hostages. Trump writing on social media, if that does not happen by the time he's sworn into office, there will be, quote, all hell to pay. More than 100 hostages are still being held in Gaza. 7 of them are Americans. And it comes as a memorial service is being held for Omar Nutra. He's a dual American-Israeli citizen who was serving in the IDF. It was initially believed the 21-year-old was taken hostage during the October 7th Hamas attack, but was recently discovered he was actually killed that day in 2023. Let's bring in NewsNation's Robert Sherman, who joins us live. So, Robert, Trump really with a stern warning for Hamas.
Yeah, Nichole, this is certainly a campaign promise that the president-elect has issued over the last few months, is that he wants to bring the temperature down when it comes to foreign affairs. He wants the wars that are taking place across the globe to wrap up, and he wants the hostages to come home. And he's issued this warning to the leadership in Hamas. I'll read it in full for you. Quote, please let this truth serve to represent that if the hostages are not released prior to January 20th, 2025, Inauguration Day, the date that I proudly assume office as President of the United States, there will be all hell to pay in the Middle East for those in charge who perpetrated these atrocities against humanity. Short while ago, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was sitting in a special cabinet meeting in Israel and said this in response. Take a listen.
I want to thank President Trump for his strong statement yesterday about the need for Hamas to release the hostages, the responsibility of Hamas, and this adds another force to our continuing effort to release all the hostages. Thank you, President Trump.
In the meantime, the situation in the Middle East remains rather tense, both at Israel's northern border as well as in Gaza as the war continues on there. It's estimated that 7 Americans are taken hostage at the beginning of the war here back on October 7th, with the president-elect trying to do whatever he can in order to bring them home. But at this juncture, the Israelis giving no indication that the war will end until hostages are released and their objectives of the war are completed. Nichole.
Yes. So, Robert, let's talk about, the IDF now saying that this Israeli-American soldier who was initially thought to have been captured is now actually presumed dead. What else do we know?
This is not the first time that we've seen an incident such as this, Nichole, because you keep in mind just the level of devastation in Israel on October 7th, that there were a number of hostages who were missing, that they were believed were taken, but turned out later to have proven to have been killed on October 7th. And that is what the IDF is now saying happened to Omar Nutra, an Israeli-American originally from Plainfield, New York. They said that initially they believed that he was taken captive back into Gaza while repelling the Hamas attack on October 7th. Now it turns out that they believe that he was killed that day and his body was taken into Gaza, which is the case for several other hostages that we have seen there as well. No specifics given by the IDF as to exactly what caused them to change their analysis on the status of Omar Nutra. But just a couple of days ago, Nichole, you think about it, his family was pleading for his return, believing that a deal could possibly come on the horizon. And all of a sudden, you've seen a very drastic change for this family just in the span of a few hours here. Nichole.
All right. Robert Sherman reporting live for us there in West Palm Beach outside of Mar-a-Lago. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.